Stop! Stop!
Oh my god!
Oh my god, now I'm gonna call police.
Call the police.
Call the police.
Hateful words screamed across a Panera Bread just cost a 64-year-old woman her clean record and potentially her freedom. An explosion of hate caught on camera led to a police knock on a suburban door. Tonight, we're peeling back the layers to understand exactly how she ended up facing 2 felony hate crime charges. We take viral footage, slow it down, and spell out the law. This isn't speculation, it's legal fact. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why prosecutors say her words sealed the case. You'll understand why the slap and coffee were just the cherry on top of a serious legal sundae, and what a prison sentence in Illinois looks like for a first-time offender. Let's get into it. At a Panera Bread in Downers Grove, Illinois, Wasim Zahran and his 6 months pregnant wife were having lunch. Wasim wore a sweatshirt that said Palestine. His wife, noticing a stare from across the room, began recording on her phone. Soon after, 64-year-old Alexandra Sustakiewicz approached them. She accused them of supporting terrorists and told them to go back to Gaza. Wasim calmly stated he was born in Chicago, but it didn't matter. Sustakiewicz suddenly stood, dumped her coffee on Wasim's sweatshirt, swung at his wife's phone, and slapped him across the face.
Call the police.
Stop! You didn't hear that pregnant woman?
No. I
Get away from my wife. What the hell's your problem?
As she left, she yelled that she was a proud American and called the couple animals. The entire confrontation took only 12 seconds, enough time for an unprovoked act to lead to 2 felony charges. The next morning, body cam footage shows Officer Rojas and his team at a suburban home. They had a warrant for a hate crime. Alexandra Sustakiewicz answered the door and was told they were investigating a battery at Panera. She laughed, claiming she barely touched the man. Officer Rojas explained that under Illinois law, any physical contact motivated by hatred toward a protected class elevates the offense to a felony hate crime. He then placed her under arrest. Her bravado vanished as she asked if she was going to jail. Rojas confirmed, informing her she faced 2 Class 3 felonies. Let's break down Illinois law 720 EB-LCS 512 7.1. A hate crime occurs when you target someone based on their actual or perceived race, religion, or national origin. The law focuses on the offender's motive, not the victim's actual background.
What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to place you under arrest for battery. That being said, I would be more than happy to read your Miranda rights now before I do any other further questioning.
Prosecutors will argue Sustakiewicz saw the word Palestine and formed a prejudiced intent. That intent was then combined with physical contact, the coffee and the slap. When hateful motive meets physical contact, a misdemeanor battery becomes a felony hate crime. Her words, terrorists, go back to Gaza, animals, are the evidence of that motive. She faces 2 counts because there were 2 victims, Wasim and his wife. Each Class 3 felony carries a sentence of 1 to 3 years in prison and a fine up to $25,000. For a 64-year-old, any prison time is life-altering. At her first court appearance in DuPage County, Sustakiewicz was granted pretrial release with strict conditions: no contact with the victims and stay away from the Panera. Her arraignment was set for December 16th. As the conditions were read, she mumbled, "I didn't mean it in that way." But her attorney reminded her the video shows her intent. If she pleads not guilty, the prosecution will present its evidence, including Panera's surveillance, the viral cell phone video, eyewitness statements, and the body cam footage of her arrest. The video quickly went viral.
So the other officer here will hold on to your property. Okay.
And just put your hands kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Put the stuff in your pocket. We have to hold on to it because we've had people call and record with phones in the past, so we have to put the stuff in the front of the car.
CAIR Chicago condemned the attack, calling it part of an escalating pattern of anti-Palestinian hate. The Downers Grove police chief stated that hate has no home in the community. Panera responded by sending a sensitivity memo to employees and banning Sustakiewicz for life. The victim, Wasim, spoke to local news, affirming his love for the country and explaining that the Palestine on his shirt represents his heritage, not a threat. His words provided a powerful counter-narrative. Let's pause. You've seen the footage and heard the law. What's your take? Should 12 seconds of rage lead to 2 felonies? Is this justice or an overreach? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more body cam breakdowns and updates on this case, hit subscribe. We'll deliver the next update directly to you. What's the legal roadmap? The plea negotiation window opens in February. Since Illinois lacks a formal hate crime diversion program, any deal will likely still result in a felony record. A best-case plea might see one count reduced to simple battery and the other dismissed, possibly with second-chance probation for first-time offenders. Even so, she would have a permanent felony record. The worst-case scenario is a trial. If a jury returns a guilty verdict, a judge could stack the sentences, meaning she could spend her retirement years behind bars. A common question: isn't this protected by the First Amendment? The answer is yes, until it's not. The First Amendment doesn't protect assault or battery. It's not a shield for crime. Prosecutors aren't punishing Shostakovich for her words. They are using her words to prove why she committed the physical acts. Her speech is the evidence of her motive. The physical acts are the crimes. Her hateful words are what elevates those crimes to hate crimes under the law.
You said several times that you were going to hit him.
No, I'm gonna hit you.
Okay. So again, that's essentially what happened. She made contact with the left side of his face. Okay.
No,
After that-
I wanna see that video because I was so nervous that I just don't
And
believe it.
that's fine. You have a right to see that video.
The true impact falls on the victims. Wasim's pregnant wife deleted her social media after receiving death threats. The internet amplified their story, but also the hate. To cover legal costs, the couple's GoFundMe met its goal in just 6 hours, thanks to community support. As for the coffee-stained sweatshirt, Wasim's wife is keeping it. She said it will be a symbol for their child, that they stood up for themselves. So there you have it, 12 seconds of rage, a splash of coffee, and 2 felony hate crime charges. The lesson is profound. Free speech ends where a criminal act begins. You can't use the First Amendment to shield an assault. If you disagree, let us know in the comments. And for the next update, make sure you're subscribed. I'm Alex for Legal Breakdown, and we'll see you next time.